Good evening, everybody. It is Monday. Man, what a Monday. What a Monday. You know, I had a great Monday, but I bought a new refrigerator today. I started my money out doing that. So that was the whole plan. We get the garage done to a point where we decide we get a new refrigerator. The refrigerator I've had was built in like 2010. We got it when we first moved to the old house. So again, it's been with us for a while, and my wife didn't like it when we originally bought it, so we replaced it. But again, we've been working without an ice maker for a while, and I've been putting her through it. So it gets delivered Thursday, and the old fridge goes out in the garage, so I'm happy for that. So I'll have a place to store my cold beverages out there. Let's get into the forecast. We're going to talk about what a nice weather pattern is coming our way as we get past tomorrow. We got a chance of rain that's going to continue for Wednesday and Thursday, but there won't be much rain. I think it's going to be a lot like today, although we did have some showers out there today. It really wasn't too much of a nuisance, and we needed the rain. Guntersville, a little hazy out there right now. Temperatures in the low 70s, about 73 in Guntersville. But it's a very warm night here for October, and it's muggy. And this air mass has a lot of water in it. So tomorrow when we see these showers and a few thunderstorms, it's going to be very heavy rainfall. You can clearly see where the front is. It's a very slow-moving front, too. It's kind of hung up in Kansas City, where it was 66 earlier today at 6 o'clock. So again, it's slowly crawling to the south. Down in Tulsa, it is 78. It's not going to be that cold when it gets here. Afternoon highs were in the 50s in some of those areas. Our afternoon highs are going to be in the low to mid 70s, maybe some upper 60s in southern Middle Tennessee, and that'll start happening Friday. We've got homecoming coming up for Alabama A&M. Should be really good weather for that. And these guys are talking fantasy football. You may hear all that mumbling. Carl and crew are out there hooping and hollering, and my Kansas City Chiefs are getting beat tonight. Man, they started out good, but it's been a crazy NFL weekend anyway. But college football, big weekend. Alabama goes to Mizzou, and Georgia plays Auburn. So again, big weekend. Again, homecoming, perfect weather at Alabama A&M. A little lousy tomorrow for any of those activities associated with homecoming. Again, they've got things going on all week long. But current radar just shows some spotty showers out there. It's awfully cloudy, not a real good view of the harvest moon tonight, but I did post a simulated harvest moon on my Facebook page. Some of you may have found that already. Hello, Jen from Arab, and got Donna watching for Phil Campbell tonight. Again, some passing clouds tonight. Boy, what a rain event down in the Gulf. We've got Orange Beach picked up about 8 to 9 inches of rain in the last 2 days, and it was all that upper level low that was just never developed as a tropical system. However, when you get one of those, it just throws moisture your way, and they're finally getting a break. So maybe you're joining me from fall break down there at Orange Beach area. Your weather's going to improve a little bit. The surf should be a little bit better too. Rayanne checking in from Little River Preserve on Lookout Mountain. Yeah, love Lookout Mountain. Beautiful terrain over there, northeast Alabama. Let's get into your forecast for tomorrow morning. We're going to see periods of showers, a few thunder showers out there in the morning, but most of the rain out there in the Florence area is really going to pick up. Martha joining us from Florence. That's going to pick up late morning into the afternoon. We're not dealing with any severe weather, and it's not even really close to being a first alert weather day, although there's a change in the weather coming in. And yes, fall temperatures are finally coming in behind this front. And then there's another front coming in just in time for the Liz Hurley Ribbon Run. I think it may be the same day, Saturday the 18th. That one's going to be even more noticeable. But here's the heavy rain into the afternoon. This is around 3:30 in the afternoon. We kind of have two areas that the rain's going to concentrate right along and just to the northwest of I-59. And then I don't want to call this the actual front because it's moving so slow. I don't think the front, this is going to be like a prefrontal trough, we call it, moving in during the evening hours. And we'll get an enhanced area of rainfall there, but it just kind of loses its identity as we go into the late evening hours. But don't be surprised if we see more heavy rain late tomorrow night. The latest guidance, I think, is running now, and I'll have that tonight at 10. So here's a look at the tropics. Big development likely out there, way out in the Atlantic. But that's probably going to curve back to the north. It may threaten the Caribbean if you got a cruise down there, Turks and Caicos, something to keep an eye on. But the overall curve of this, the cold front coming in here, as you see on the map here, that front's coming in Wednesday, and then we'll finally start to feel the north wind on Thursday, morning low 58. Gets a lot better as we go down the road. So we're going to talk about this a little bit more. Plus, we're going to talk about the aches and pain index for the first time with this cold front coming up after this short break. It goes 1 minute, and it goes by really fast, so stick around. All right, we're almost ready. Let me go ahead and advance that. And we're done with the commercial break. So here's the aches and pains going up. And hello, Nicole from Triana tonight. Do I think we have a bad fall severe weather season? It's really hard to judge that. I've seen so many people posting their winter snowfall forecast. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. Snow is so hard to forecast. It's hard for us to forecast 24 hours in advance, and I see some of these guys on here posting the GFS on some. I mean, whatever it is, it's not going to be right at all. Basically, from what I've seen, it's demarking the basically where the rain snow line is going to match up the most, and of course, it runs through the Tennessee Valley. And yeah, you're right, Brett. They've had a lot of rain down at Orange Beach, about 7 to 8, even 9 inches of rain somewhere. But the problem is there are so many different variables that come into play when you're talking about a long-range forecast, and that's where you really separate climatology with meteorology and the weather forecast in general. But one of the things I'm looking at here, aches and pains wise, there's two things going on. We've got pressure's going to increase a bit, plus you have a big change from really high humidity to very low humidity. And we got ragweed season in full effect. In fact, I had to go buy more allergy meds today because I think the sinus pressure increases a little bit right behind that front. That and the fact that you're changing some really dry air mass, so that's going to impact arthritis. Not that I'm a doctor, not even close. But again, the weather pattern kind of leads to this. A little bit more sinus pressure. It's not a really dramatic drop in pressure. I think we're going to probably see more aches and pains as we go into the next cold front. So here's your 10-day forecast. 80 tomorrow, muggy. In fact, overnight lows tonight may not get below 70. And then as we go through Wednesday, it's kind of a transition day. Some light rain showers along the main front. And then the front's by, maybe an area drizzle behind the front in the morning Thursday. Friday's going to be spectacular, 74 for the high, 56 to start the morning. Friday evening, you may need a light jacket, hoodie, sweater weather coming for high school football. So get ready for that. Temperatures will probably be in the mid-60s by halftime for Friday night football. And then Saturday looks nice, of light wind. We kind of transition back to a south wind early next week. And at some point, we'll probably have to add rain. It'll either be Thursday or Friday of next week if the front timing is for Saturday. But if the front gets delayed, and that's the other thing is, you got a lot of people teasing wind chill in the mid-20s, 360 hours from now. It's like that's an unreliable, unrealistic forecast. That's basically regurgitating whatever the model guidance says. So one thing to look at is just going to be the trend. We know that cold front's out there. Sometimes they're delayed by a couple of days. Sometimes they come in early. And the GFS model is horrible. Don't trust anything that says GFS on it. I don't use that model at all anymore. Puerto Rico, the St. Martin, till Sunday. It could. I would definitely keep an eye on the St. Martin area with that storm. Let's see here. Saturday. Let me check real quick here. Let me see what I got. I have to go to my phone. Yeah, it's going to be close. But a lot of this is going to be curving, so it's going to be close to those islands. Just keep an eye on it. That's all I can say right now. Keep an eye on it. Again, we've had a very, very quiet hurricane season. Let's hope it stays that way. Knock on whatever that is. But you guys, I appreciate you tuning in. I got to go do some radio, fine-tune the forecast, and tell everybody the weather tonight at 10. I appreciate your time. You guys have a great night.